Evil Geniuses, also known as EG, was one of my favorite esports teams from, way back, guys, when StarCraft 2 was really starting to kind of start the esports side of things and really became one of the founding fathers of esports. And I thought that EG from way back then was one of those teams that was almost like the founding fathers of esport teams as a whole, kind of with Team Liquid and teams of that nature. And with that, guys, Evil Geniuses, I've watched the journey, throughout the course of time now, and it's definitely, they've had bumps in the road, just like any esports team out there. But there's a real sense, in my opinion, that they are trying to really reclaim the throne of being one of the most prestigious esports teams in the world. In a post or a tweet, guys, by Rod Breslow, also known as Slasher, at one point, Evil Geniuses was the top org in all of esports. Now they're just one of many trying to reclaim old glory. He spoke to the Washington Post, guys, on Evil Geniuses reclaiming its legacy in an article that was written by Teddy Amenabar of the Washington Post. Nicole LaPointe Jameson, the 26-year-old chief executive of Evil Geniuses, doesn't come from esports. LaPointe Jameson cut her teeth in private equity, turning around distressed businesses. And she says that's exactly what Evil Geniuses was when she joined the company over a year ago. I don't run around talking about, hey, EG was on fire, LaPointe Jameson told the Post in June, abbreviating the company name, but I had to come in and help save this org. And I think it was really awesome, guys, that she came in to try to really start helping with the organization and try to kind of bring it back, reclaiming its legacy, so to speak. In the time since, LaPointe Jameson has led the company through a front office renaissance. She's staffed up, creating marketing and sponsorship teams with offices in Seattle as well as Los Angeles. She's ushered in a new era for the 21-year-old esports brand with a redesigned logo and a new slogan, Live Evil. And a lot of people didn't like the new redesigned logo and the new slogan. I thought that the new slogan's awesome. The logo itself, I mean, it was, it's different. Let's put it that way. It is definitely different, but I like the slogan, Live Evil. And now as she starts to get her footing 14 months into the job, she's facing challenges of a different kind. Her organization is among those throughout the gaming and esports industry dealing with very significant claims, guys. And so that is, allegations and things of that nature that have been coming down on this esports organization is obviously a huge deal. In June, Evil Geniuses cut ties with 2 players accused of wrongdoing. In both instances, fly in the face of the diversity and inclusion initiatives Evil Geniuses has touted over the past year as an esports organization. We can't have staff or players that contradict in their history those types of initiatives, LaPointe Jameson said in an interview before the accusations against both players surfaced online. Indeed, these past few weeks, Evil Geniuses has been forced to reckon with the past behavior amid its own ranks in order to move forward in a more desirable direction. So at the end of the day, guys, what happened here? What happened to EG? And this probably is something that stemmed from years ago. I've always stated that I thought that EG was a team that was at the top, but they failed to really evolve over time. And so what happened was other esports teams just kind of, gained on them and then ended up actually, basically going past everything that EG really was able to do. EG was on top for a period of time, but then they kind of failed to evolve in a way that kept them on top. It ended up, esports as a whole, just as it grew, more and more teams were coming into the fray, and many other, esports games were coming out. And I feel like EG was kind of slow to, initiating new ventures in the esports space and the landscape as a whole. And so that's why partially I think they kind of lost some of their glory. But then, of course, things like this that are stemming from, just the past definitely didn't help either. LaPointe Jameson's tenure atop Evil Geniuses started in May of 2019 when a Chicago-based investment firm called Peak Six acquired Evil Geniuses, one of the oldest names in North American esports, and tapped LaPointe Jameson to take the reins of the company, making her the first African-American woman to lead a major esports organization. The deal was billed as a fresh start for an esports brand on the verge of irrelevance. LaPointe Jameson said Evil Geniuses was barely keeping the lights on. Before the acquisition, Evil Geniuses was treading water in titles like Dota, while up-and-coming competitors sped by with new ventures. Peak Six provided the capital to expand into other leagues, and LaPointe Jameson provided the professional know-how to staff the organization around the competitive teams. And then, of course, she's amid a new direction and a changing guard. Evil Geniuses still carries the inertia that comes with a 21-year-old esports name. The rebranding in December sparked a backlash from longtime fans who felt the changes ignored the past. LaPointe Jameson's challenge is now to chart a course forward while giving a nod to a history for which most of the staff and players were never there. Now, I get the idea of longtime fans, kind of having that backlash, not really liking the new logo and things of that nature. I think it's fine. I like the new motto a lot and slogan a lot. But I understand why people, don't like this, the new direction that they're going. However, I just think that, look, with any past, history of a team, I think it's important if you're trying to have almost a fresh start, not necessarily a fresh start, but you're trying to kind of really reinvent yourself, so to speak. This is the way to do it, and the way that they are doing it. Giving a nod to the past is obviously very important, but also charting a course forward that you can become one of the biggest esports teams out there once again is it's a huge task, guys. When the deal between Peak Six and Evil Geniuses started to close in the spring of 2019, it was clear management at the investment firm wanted LaPointe Jameson to run the ship. There wasn't a formal meeting or an interview for the job. LaPointe Jameson wasn't worried about the workload, and she wasn't bothered by becoming a chief executive of a company just a few years out of college. She's been known by her colleagues at Peak Six to work around the clock. Early in her tenure, LaPointe Jameson cut short a dinner with May and ran with her through downtown Santa Monica to get the team's offices after getting a distressing work call. We probably ran for about a half mile, May said, adding they did eventually hail a rideshare. I was completely out of breath. She was still taking this phone call like a champ, not even breaking a sweat. I was heaving behind her. And so obviously, guys, they're basically stating that LaPointe is absolutely a workhorse, essentially, which is absolutely awesome. Evil Genius's chief gaming officer, Phil Aram, who led the company before the merger, likes to point out that in college, LaPointe Jameson used to play high-stakes Monopoly, which Aram explains as literally the most evil genius nerd thing you could do. And though in September, the organization acquired 2 multi-million-dollar franchise spots, returning to League of Legends with a $30 million plus bid, and Counter-Strike for another reported $3 million. They closed both deals on the same day, which is really big. Now, more recently, Evil Geniuses signed Sonic Fox, one of the top players in the fighting game community, and Huni, who before joining was the highest paid player in competitive League of Legends with a 2-year, $2.3 million deal. In regards to the recent player acquisitions, LaPointe Jameson said Evil Geniuses is not here to bottom feed from the talent pool. We're here to win. And I love the idea of this. I love this idea. If Evil Geniuses wants to truly return to its former glory, the organization has to win some championships, Rod Slasher Breslow, a longtime commentator on the esports industry, said. It can't just be that they gain followers on social media, but Breslow did add the recent roster changes have been impressive. EG now, to me, is just like every other organization, Breslow said. They're trying to regain some legacy, and I'm not totally convinced they've done that yet. Not all the changes in the past year have been met with applause. Evil Geniuses redesigned its logo not once but twice in the past 6 months because the first attempt led to a fervent backlash from longtime fans. Now look, the redesigned logo, guys, I thought it was better when they redesigned the first time than the second time. I think it looks worse now than it did before that, but that's neither here nor there. Even Evil Genius's former chief executive, Alex Garfield, criticized the direction the company was taking with a few choice words. Garfield later went on to voice his support for LaPointe Jameson and the leadership currently at Evil Geniuses after the second iteration of the rebranding released in May. So why did Evil Geniuses update the logo or the original logo for the team? Marketing. The logo didn't work well for some sponsorships or broadcasts at tournament matches. The effort was a functional change for the good of the business, as LaPointe Jameson explains it. which obviously, yeah, the logo I don't think worked really well at first. However, I personally liked it more than the one that they currently have at this point in time. Internet lore dates the name Evil Geniuses back to a Canadian gaming clan that formed around the new millennium. But this isn't the same team that played Quake in British Columbia, and it's not the dominant esports organization that courted sponsors while fielding top-tier teams in the early to mid-2010s. Nearly all the players and staff from those days are long gone, aside from Ricky Ortiz, a top-tier fighting games professional who's been with Evil Geniuses for nearly a decade. And I gotta say that EG, one of the reasons why I love this team so much, I loved, you know, Jeff in control, and I thought that he was great. May his soul rest in peace. You know, in control, EG, Idra. There were so many great StarCraft players that I really enjoyed watching with Evil Geniuses. But nonetheless, the organization used its success to then partner with brands interested in the industry. It got so good at signing these deals that Evil Geniuses created a second team in Europe, Alliance, so the organization could simultaneously field partnerships from two competitors, Monster Energy and Red Bull, according to Will Parton, a social media manager for Evil Geniuses and Alliance back then. So, Evil Geniuses effectively created the business model esports companies rely on today, Breslow said, but times have changed. There are dozens of esports organizations now that LaPointe Jameson admits Evil Geniuses has some catching up to do. The biggest names, that being like 100 Thieves, Cloud9, FaZe Clan, took the model from a decade ago and ran with it. These organizations are equal parts athletic, streaming, and lifestyle brands. And I agree 100% with that, and that's what Evil Geniuses has to become. So, now, in 2014, Twitch bought Evil Geniuses in Alliance and part of a larger deal to acquire their parent company, Good Game, an esports talent agency that emerged from the organization's success brokering deals with those corporate sponsors. And then in late 2016, Twitch gave control of Evil Geniuses back to the players with no clear funding or investor. The team was effectively a startup. Breslow said the organization was cratering into irrelevancy. We were essentially kind of hitting the reset switch, said Peter Dager, the former chief executive at Evil Geniuses, who helped broker the acquisition by the players. So, sitting on a throne, dressed in all black, LaPointe Jameson set a plan for world domination in North American League of Legends. Come live evil with us, LaPointe Jameson declared in a promotional video last November. Resist us and spend your remaining days as you did last fall. Sad, very, very sad. And I love that she's got this, like this real, you know, assassin type, you know, mentality, like this will, like it kind of reminds me of like the Mamba mentality. I love it. She's very much so, you know, involved in esports in a major way, but it's not just about getting a paycheck. It's about, you know, wanting to win at the end of the day, bring championships to EG. It's a huge deal, guys. And if you're a fan of Evil Geniuses, which I certainly still am, this is something that's absolutely awesome to see. For many fans of the team and followers of League of Legends, these teasers were their introduction to the new Evil Geniuses, this comically evil cross between Despicable Me's Gru and Skeletor from He-Man. When the Post asked Aram to describe LaPointe Jameson, the first thing he said is she's incredibly private. In interviews, LaPointe Jameson shied away from talking about herself. And so, with that, guys, all that I will say is, you know, in a statement provided to the Post, LaPointe Jameson said the organization is in the process of reviewing every player and member of staff to ensure our actions live up to our words. The rebranding may be over, the logo is new, but there's still more work ahead. Recent events have saddened all of us, but our work here is never done, LaPointe Jameson wrote. It's an ongoing effort to learn and to challenge ourselves to be the best example for each other and to our fans. And I 100% agree. Look, guys, EG, you know, what really happened here, in my opinion, was it was a team that got complacent in the esports realm. They were on top, and then other teams just surpassed them over time and did things better than what EG did. And it just kind of, you know, they really were doing incredible things, like innovative things and such. And then, you know, they just kind of stayed, complacent almost, for a number of years. And now it seems with LaPointe being here, as you know, the head of EG, I think they're in great hands. And I think this is a team that's going to be on its way back at some point or another. It's going to take time, guys. And then, of course, with recent allegations and such, it's going to even take more time. But at the end of the day, guys, I truly believe that this is a team that is going to be on the rise once again, and I'm expecting more and more championships over the course of time with Evil Geniuses. But let me know, guys, overall, what do you think happened to EG as a team, guys? Do you think it was complacency? Do you think it was other things that came into the fray, other esports teams? Or what do you guys think it was that EG didn't do right and well enough? Another thing that you could point to would be personalities. And teams like 100 Thieves and FaZe and such are picking up personalities, big-time streamers and such that are going to really help represent the brand. That's a big deal at the end of the day, and EG did not do that for a period of time. And so other teams, like I said, surpassed them in ways like that. But with that, guys, like I said, let me know in the comment section down below. Let's have a real conversation about it.